high school. First, before we jump into the state duels, congratulations on a 6A state title.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is, it's such an accomplishment. Your team is I from watching from afar seemed like it's kind of been building to this point. They've gotten better and better and better as the season has gone along. Is that an accurate kind of view?
Oh, 100%. 100%. We, kind of our philosophy with it is, as the year goes on, starting out at 80%, 85%, we hit that Christmas break, not dropping off any and just continuing to build. And that's kind of what I'm telling the guys. We want we want no regression, only improvement. And, we've done it. We've done it this year, and we've continued to prove. And I still think that the best is yet to come.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. So Alabama, for people who don't know, does a little bit differently than Florida and Georgia in that you've got a 2 rounds in 6A, and then you've got a few days, and then you've got like the semifinal, and then you got a few days, and then you got the final. How do you guys handle like the highs, and then you come down, and then you got to prep for the next match, and then the high, and then it comes down, and you have to prep for the next match again?
It's tough to do. I mean, you hear those college football coaches always say, enjoy this right now, tomorrow we're back to work. It's kind of the philosophy you have to have. You leave region duels and we had a week to prepare
Right.
for the first 2 rounds back to back. And, we had McAdory first round, number 1 team in the state.
Right.
And our guys did everything we could ask for and wrestled lights out. And then we had to turn around 10 minutes later and put our game faces on, shed that, and be ready to take on Homewood, who week before, wrestled great and beat us. So
Yeah.
your first 2 rounds back to back like that after a week, and then we did it on Friday night, and then 2 days later we have to have our mind weight in check, mind right, and we're in the semifinals. So it's such a quick turnaround for some big matches, and when you have to, like you said, you have the highs, and then you got to keep the high going without celebrating and keeping humble and being ready for the next match.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I guess if you had your preference after pulling off, I don't want to say pulling off, but after beating McAdory and the Homewood match was close, they got up and you guys came back and then you went on a run. Do you want to go immediately to that next match because you just kind of like your team's on fire? Or if you were given the preference? I mean, I guess that was my question.
I mean, I judge with our team this year, I prefer to go right into the next match. While the fire's hot, keep it going. And I think it all depends on the group of wrestlers you're working with and the kids you're working with. We're still a young team, so keeping that enthusiasm and getting that confidence up for the next match right after beating a really good team was great for us, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So you head in with Tumka, or you take on with Tumka on that Tuesday. Well, did it end up being Tuesday or Wednesday?
It was Tuesday.
Okay. On that Tuesday night. I know they had some adversity coming into that match, but you guys again just seem to be like on fire. Was the message the same for each of the duels that you were coming into for the kids? Like, do your job? Is that kind of the message, or did it change?
It didn't change one bit from the whole duel process, and I think it was kind of a wake up call when we lost to Homewood in region duels. We felt like we were a better team. Homewood has some great wrestlers.
They do.
They are a great team, especially in their lightweights. But after that duel, our message kind of the whole week that the coaches were trying to mentally prepare for the kids for is kind of being selfless. Like, do what's asked of you and do all you can for the 6 minutes that you're expected. And, be selfless, fight for every point. Even if you're down by 7, you got to keep that minor decision. Or if you're winning by 7, get that extra point. The message was the same, through all those duels. If we do what we were supposed to do, then everything else will take care of itself. And just, live that 6 minutes at a time instead of looking at the scoreboard and determining on who's going to win or lose. It's just
Yeah.
your individual 6 minutes and which you can do for Mountain Brook.
That great message.
Yeah.
And I assume that was the same message going into Mortimer Jordan Friday morning. It was there from your perspective, I guess, as far as the weight starting, taking the flip, did it kind of play out the way you hoped it would play out? I mean, obviously you guys got the win, but did it start the way that you were thinking it was going to start?
Yeah, I mean everything did. They beat us our first match at 152,
Mhm.
and we kind of had that written down as one of our big swing match wins that we needed. But with it turning around at us at 160, and one of our wrestlers coming day two out of concussion protocol, stepping up and getting a huge win, it kind of flipped that back in our favor. I mean, I thought it went well. I mean, I thought where we started at, we couldn't ask for a better position.
Mhm.
We knew that we knew we were strong in upper weights, and we knew they were strong in the lower weights. So if we're able to get a big jump, it kind of let the lower guys know what they needed to do for us to be able to win a state title.
Yeah, so you went back and forth to for those first 3 matches and really just giving up decisions, and then like you said, you hit your you hit this the strength of your lineup, Wendell and Baker and Courtney and all of those individuals. Were you feeling comfortable when Wyatt Chavez like finished at 106? Were you guys, because you knew Caleb Wright and Brody Christmas were coming up?
Yeah, so when Wyatt Chavez, we thought that we were going to be able to get tech fall or a pin out of him, and he battled. He turned that kid across his back probably 8 times. We just were unfortunate with didn't catch some near fall that we thought we should have gotten. But he put us in a great position by getting those bonus points and kind of kept the momentum going. And our 113 Steven Springfield, we knew no doubt that he can compete with Caleb Wright. We took
Right.
him down bat. Unfortunately, we got the reversal on the turn against us, and it kind of swung the momentum. But Coach Pate did some good maneuvering with their lineup. Where we had a backup wrestler in there at 120. They swapped Brody Christmas to 126.
Right.
So when we got 126, one of our little sophomore wrestlers, Douglas Johnson, he was up on Brody Christmas at one point, and held on to a 7-6 loss, and just came off the mat smiling. And we knew at that point, like, okay, we're getting where we have some good guys coming up. We can get one more win here and seal this off. So
Yeah.
we felt pretty after the 7-6 decision that Douglas held on. Us coaches felt confident that we knew we had 2 out of our last 3 that could pull it off for us. So,
Well, and Nathan McCain, I mean, in a really good match, a 5-3 decision. I mean, that's just I can't imagine the level of excitement, from the team as you guys get towards the end of the duel, and and it's in your favor.
yep. Yeah, it was tremendous, especially Nathan being a senior. He's had a rough year with injuries at the beginning of the year. And for him to be able to step up in duels and come out with a victory right there against a really tough John Leon from Mormon Jordan's a tough kid.
Yeah, he
Uh,
is.
and they battled out. I just remember that last 15 seconds, like not even taking a breath. We're holding on to a cradle up 5-3 and just holding it. And knowing it comes down to one of your seniors has been a 4-year starter for you, you couldn't ask for anything else.
Yeah, it's got to make you feel pretty good. That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
So things are, you celebrate and everything else. You finally get the team kind of just you and having the conversation with them. What was that message after everything is said and done?
Uh, we've been telling them all year long that they could be as good as they want to be. We believe in them, and we've kind of put a little bit of I guess with the old Nick Saban rat poison comes in. That everybody always says Mountain Brook's never going to be able to win a state title. They're never going to be able to do it. All they think you are is a bunch of soft kids from Mountain Brook, and just asking them to battle and fight, and just
And they
at the end of the
did.
day. And they did everything we can ask for them. Coach Schofield and I have been talking about this for years. What can we get out of them? How can we make them tougher? And we just challenged them mentally. And the biggest thing is we said, we're proud of you guys, and we're not done. It's kind of the message we want to send to them is don't be satisfied with this. Enjoy this moment. Be proud of yourselves, but don't be satisfied.
Yeah.
'Cause there can be much more to come for it, especially with our younger guys. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So the last question I have for you is after such an achievement, and this feeling so good and everything else, there's still there's still the season left. Like the individual, the traditional is still in front. A lot of individual goals, a lot of team goals are still in front. How do you pull them back and say, all right, let's put our nose down and like continue working?
And I think it's one of those things that we've been talking as coaches over the weekend about it. Is like how do we get them back on? This is a big one to come off of, and get back to practice on Monday. Is it's almost the time to say, all right, let's let these individuals. They were selfless enough for the team. Let's let them be selfish and go do what they set out to do individually. is going to be kind of our message to the guys is like, we're not done. Everybody's been telling us all years, we don't, last year we lost, 4 or 5 senior hammers
Right.
and really good kids that were, we knew that we could put them state finals or put on the podium. But now our team this year we're like one unit, and everybody pushes each other. And, I think we could, potentially put up to 12 on the podium come February, or, or 3. I mean, it's all about how bad the kids, wanted to achieve their individual goals. They did what we asked of them now as a team. They got the team state title. Now we're trying to see how far they can push themselves individually and try to be motivated individually to get those medals and get on the podium. So, and then, they do that, the team score will take care of itself.
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right. But it is a different mindset. I mean,
Yes.
you're bumping and you're kind of maneuvering for a team in a duel. And now, go out and do your thing. It's a little bit different of a message, I think.
Yeah, and I think too, it's the message for us too for our guys is like now it's time to let it fly. Like Sam Carroll 170-pounder against McAdory wrestling 8 tonight. It's 2-0. Like we were happy with that. We were down
Right.
2-0. The guy who's pinned 90% of his opponents. We were good with that. Now it's a chance. Okay, Sam, let's let it fly. See if we can get that reversal, get that takedown, open up. Don't worry about whatever.
Take a chance. Right.
Take a chance. Yeah. Kind of we take him back from being cautious to all right. Let's open it up and let's just get after it. So that's going to be our mindset. Just get rid of the caution. Let's get rid of that, and then it's about them. And let's see what they can do individually.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great run. I mean, again, people in the state of Alabama know, but across the Southeast, McAdory and Homewood and Wetumpka, Mortimer Jordan, that was a great run to a state title. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a tough road to maneuver. And another thing is, I was at the hospital some of the time, so the big thing goes out to Andrew Schofield, Will Davis, Joe Webb, those guys that had those guys ready in the practice room, and I couldn't be there handling even the administrative stuff when I was gone. Like, I mean, without those guys and without us all being on the same, checking egos at the door, being on the same page, like we wouldn't have been able to do it. So yeah,
well, it's a team effort.
That's right. It took a village, and it was fun. We had the community sport. Probably had 250 students there for the match in the finals. Like it was great. So it was great.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.